Today's date is August 17, 2024. We're at the Catholic Center in Evansville, Indiana, and this young gentleman here and his grandson over here are going to go to the honor flight to Washington, D.C. They're going to talk to President Biden and get our taxes lowered and get more service. And they're going to have lunch with him, and I think they're going to bring some information back. So when they get that done, we're going to be happy with them.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're going to look at what's World War II Museum or World War II Memorial. It was made about 2003 or 5, and that's since we've been doing this honor flight about close to 20 years now from Evansville, and a lot of places doing around the country. So this is a great honor. You'll love it. They got a Marine Korean exhibit there. You're going to see Arlington. You'll see World War II exhibit and the Vietnam exhibit. So this is Richard Stratton and his grandson Derek Cross. They're from Mount Vernon, Indiana. It's the biggest inland port, or the sixth biggest inland port in the United States. So they do a lot of commerce with the Ohio River. They have a plastic factory there called Sabic, and he went to grade school and high school, and Charlie Ames, my wife, taught there for 20 or 15 years till she quit. Okay, now, Richard, tell us where you went to boot camp, or tell us you went to grade school and high school, and then why you signed up for the Navy.
Well, grade school covered several years. I jumped around different schools. My mom, dad worked construction, so we moved a lot. I started out Jeffers School, which is south of Mount Vernon, and then well, take that back. I started Hedges Central the first grade, and then we moved, and then went to Jeffers School up to the 4th grade, and then we moved to Farmersville, and I went to 8th grade at Farmersville, and then I went to Mount Vernon High School, and graduated in 1960.
Okay, and then in 60, did you get in the Navy right after that?
I had signed up for the Navy before I got out of high school, so they called what you call a kiddie cruiser. If you sign up before you're 18, well, you get out the day before you're 21, so I get back before I legally could drink.
But you could drink for 3 years because you had a military ID. They let you drink. Right. So you got everything. You do what you're doing.
Everything, yeah.
Probably drank Sterling or Falls City. They didn't have that anywhere except Evansville.
Yeah.
So then, kiddie cruisers, so then you went in the Navy, went to Great Lakes for basic?
For basic, well, yeah, basic, and then I went back to Great Lakes then for engineman schooling for 3 months.
And then how'd you get up Great Lakes? With a Greyhound bus or you training up there?
Train.
Out of Evansville, the L&N?
Yes.
It worked there until about 1970, so a lot of people trained it then. And then you went to basic, then you got advanced training. What was that advanced training again there, Richard?
It was engineman.
Engineman. So where'd you go then, on what ship?
Went to the USS Traverse County.
And what kind of ship was that?
It's LST in Little Creek, Virginia.
Okay, that's a more modern LST, or
Yes.
was that World War II? That's a more modern, so it's 450 feet long, right?
Yes.
Had a big nipple on the front of it. The World War II ones, we have the only one left in Evansville, Indiana, that was made of 1,100, and that's only 300 feet long. So you got the next generation of LSTs.
Yes, it was built in 53.
53, so.
Commissioned.
And that's where they have a big museum there, where you said, where in Little Creek, Maryland?
Little Creek, Virginia.
Virginia, that's where
amphib base.
Amphib base, it's
Yeah.
very important. We got, that's where a lot of LSTs were.
Yes.
So you're an amphibious squad. So my dad was amphibious in World War II and over there in Okinawa. So he talked about LSTs for about 50 years.
Yeah.
He talked about it. Now about your kind. Your kind had a big hook off the front, is longer, about 100 feet long or more, and it was a little more advanced.
Yes.
So tell us more about what you did on the LST and where you were stationed.
Well, I was stationed at Little Creek. We made 4 trips to the Mediterranean and back, or three, and the one's normal. Well, it wouldn't take that long. If we had to refuel minesweepers, and it took us about 2 weeks because we had to refuel them every 3 days. But I was an engineman, mainly worked in the engine room, but my main job was taking care of the 4 small boats. They're landing craft boats that they landed the crews with, and the captain's gig. Well,
Okay.
Okay, I took care of the 4 boats.
So they called Higgins boats,
Yeah,
took care of those that would go out to other ships and stuff.
yeah, and they used them for landing the troops and stuff. If they couldn't get up to the shore,
They hang off the side of your ship, right?
Yeah, they was up on the side, and the LST can go in pretty shallow. You know, they've got the front doors open and the ramp comes down. We hauled Marines and all their equipment and everything on the storage deck down there, and we could let it down and they could drive right off onto the shore if we get in close enough.
That's what helped win World War II, and that's very important. Amphibious squadron, and I was on USS Squam. That was amphibious squad in Persian Gulf War. We had about 30 in our flotilla, and we had some LSTs with us, but they looked like your kind. That was the second advancement on LSTs. Now we don't have any anymore, I don't think.
I don't think so.
Did anything significant happen to you over there in the Mediterranean cruises? You about have any accidents or anything bad happen or anything? Or good happen?
Not to me personally. I mean, well, we had Liberty and enjoyed seeing some of the sights, and it was great to be able to do that. And we did have at one time, the one cruise we had a troop of Marines on, and one Marine got killed over there on shore leave, and we never did know just exactly what happened, but
Yeah, so shore leave was R&R, and so they
Yeah.
could get maybe inebriated or something else could happen.
Yeah.
Somebody could have shot him or whatever, and then like Americans, you never know
Yeah.
what happened. But the Marines, you carry a lot of Marines around. Our LST here carried a lot of Marines. We had 1,500 Marines on our ship, but we were a bigger ship. We were 800 feet
Yeah.
long. Now, has what you learned in the military, did it help you with your career when you worked in Mount Vernon for your next 40 years of life? Did it help
Well,
anything?
well, I thought it would. I mean, I've done mechanic work all my life. My dad taught me. He worked on his own vehicles when I was young, and I helped him. And I was a diesel mechanic in the service, so I thought, well, I'll get me a job at the diesel place, working on all these trucks on the road and stuff. Well, the pay just wasn't that great back then, and so I ended up trying to think of what my first job was.
But mostly mechanical things, because you had your expertise in mechanical. What kind of engines did they have on that LSC? They had two big engines. Were they Fords or Chryslers or
They
something?
were General Motors.
Two General Motors, because the one in Evansville, the last LST left, the last LST in the world left out of 11 World War II. It has two engines on it, and they're big railroad engines is what they were.
Well, we had, if I remember right, yeah, we had 12-cylinder. They were V12s.
V12s. That's about
Yeah.
what they're pretty good powerful. And one prop or two props?
Two props.
Two
We
props,
had
one
one
for
in
each.
each engine
Yeah.
room. We had engine room 1 and engine room 2, and had one in each engine room, so they had separate props.
And you had to work on the ballast too, the ballast on the LST lifted up and down in shallow water? Or you didn't do much of
Yeah,
that?
I didn't do much of that, but they had the
Yeah.
pumps and everything to do that, and they carried a lot of fuel and different things. They'd have to ballast to, account for that. We carried, like when we did the minesweepers, we had to carry all the fuel and stuff for them, so.
In big containers on the front of
Yeah,
the ship?
Well, no, they were and
Middle?
we had tanks built into the ship that they hauled them in,
I see.
yeah. And we carried Marines, CBs, we'd take CBs,
Yeah.
and just whatever we was called to do.
Well, thank you very much, Richard, and we're going to give you a copy of this, mail it to you, and we're going to put it on our channel on our Evansville Wartime Museum. I'll give you a handout for the Evansville Wartime Museum. And we have talks the first and third Thursday of every month at the VFW. Is going to be back at ours with a lot of military talks that you would enjoy. Lasts from 11 to 1. It's a free lunch, and love to have you. And you and your grandson Derek are going to have a great time at this honor flight. I've gone on it twice, and it's just absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
So tell tell President Biden we want lower taxes and more service, okay?
Yeah.
Are you gonna have lunch with him?
Yeah, if he'll listen.
If you listen, oh, I don't know. They don't listen too much.
No, they don't. I think they've got a mind of their own.
Okay, thanks a lot.